Morning. This is the
Morning.
good morning. We are going to begin the special IDA meeting, the May 20th meeting. Before I hand the meeting over to Mark Doyle, who will be presiding the meeting this morning, I just wanted to ask everyone if they can mute their Zoom and their phone to improve audio quality. And that when you do speak, to please state your name before you say your statements. Again, for both the transcription and the minutes, it'll be helpful that way. So this board meeting this morning is to review the proposed resolution to consider the 2328 Creek Drive LLC project. It had come to our attention that we had inadvertently omitted the resolution from the board packet at the May 13th meeting. In our continued efforts to work transparently, the chairman had asked us to hold a special meeting to review this matter again. I apologize for any inconvenience this has caused and thank the board for their flexibility. So with that, Mark, if you'd like to ask Jasmine for roll call.
Yes, good morning. Jasmine, would you take the roll call, please?
Yes, sure. Tim Dean? Mark Doyle?
Yes, here.
Kathy Bauer? Stacy Lagenthal?
Here.
Jamie Picone?
Here.
Don Sagliano?
Don
Al
Sagliano.
Torrigiani?
Here.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Second item, can we have any conflict of interest disclosures? Is that somebody making a statement?
I don't see anyone, no one is indicating any conflict.
All right, and a proof of meeting notice.
Yes. Meeting notice was posted on Friday, May 15th.
Excellent. And are there any bills and communications that we should talk about?
So no, we did receive emails and last evening and this morning, which had been forwarded to the board this morning in regards to this morning's project. So that is the only communications that we have received.
Great. And minutes from the last meeting.
So yeah, so just due to the timing of this meeting, the minutes from the last meeting are not ready for the board's review and approval, but will be at the next meeting.
So we'll approve them at the next meeting. And I'm assuming that the report of the treasurer is essentially it's the same as last meeting's report. So we will skip over that for the next meeting. No committee reports, I'm assuming.
Correct, no committee reports.
All right, which brings us to consideration of the final resolution for the 2328 Creek Drive project. Would you like to take it from there, Sarah?
So yeah, so I'm going to pass it over to Don Capolino, who will give us some words on what the board is considering this morning.
Yeah, you have before you was denominated the amended / reconsidered final authorizing resolution on the 2328 Creek Drive project. You heard Sarah's explanation as to why the board's meeting. I think you have some newly filed information, some emails that did come in that Sarah spoke to, and all the board acknowledges they received those emails, correct? So I believe the proper way to proceed would be to entertain a motion to rescind the May 13th meeting. If you want to do that, If you don't want to do that, if no one's willing to make a motion to rescind, then you should entertain a motion to denominate this resolution as a supplemental final authorizing resolution, because this indicates for the record the board's offering the public an additional opportunity to comment on the project. So I would suggest you first consider whether or not anybody wants to rescind. Don Sagliano has a point. So.
I want to get recognized by Acting Chairman Doyle, please.
Yes, please go ahead, Don.
Thank you, Acting Chairman. I would like to make a motion to reconsider the motion that we voted on the May 13th meeting for purposes of the reconsideration of the final resolution, which IDA Council has referred us to.
Excellent. And so you want to have a second for that motion?
This is Kathy Bauer. I'll make a second.
And all in favor of the motion as stated by Don Sagliano?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll take a roll call
Okay.
vote.
So,
Jasmine, if you can do a roll call vote.
Yes, Tim Dean, Mark Doyle,
in
Kathy
favor.
Bauer,
Approve.
Stacy Lagenthal,
Approve.
Jamie Picone,
Approve.
Don Sagliano,
Don Sagliano approved.
Al Torrigiani.
Approved.
Thank you.
Very good. So then the next phase will be to reconsider, I guess, is the language, Don?
Yeah, I think what, just to clarify, what happened was Don wants it to reconsider, and you're not rescinding the proper one. You're trying to approve this resolution that's before you. And I think Don Sagliano, is that what when you made that motion, that's what you intended, that this one before us is the one that's being considered, and that's what you voted on. Is that correct?
Yes, Council Capolino, my intention was to make a resolution to rescind the resolution adopted on May 13th and to consider the resolution as presented within our agenda and board packet in front of us. If that was incorrect, or if I used the incorrect terminology or wording, please give us any advice, or if we need to alter anything.
Okay, to clarify for the record, what I was trying to make clear was that it was not to rescind, but to treat this as a supplemental resolution because there is no reason to rescind it if there is nothing in the additional information you receive that would cause you to back off of your prior determination, but you want to add this addition, the supplemental resolution, so that you can then make a record of the board's offering the public additional time to make responses, and you consider those additional responses.
Okay, so just hold up a second. Then, Sarah, the language that we just put forward in the motion is perhaps vague. Don and Sarah, do you want us to restate the motion?
Yeah, you're asking, when you said Don, I don't know, you're Don Sagliano.
Capolino, sorry.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think for clarity's sake, you might, for the record, to make this entirely clear, and I see that Chairman Dean has joined, to make the record entirely clear, you want to, at this point, make a motion to reconsider what you just did so that you can clarify exactly what this vote is on. I would again repeat what I think you were trying to do, and that is that if there is no one in favor of rescinding the prior resolution you passed on May 13th, based upon the new information you received from the public and you have no other reason to rescind, then you would not rescind that May 13th resolution. But in fact, there being no motion to rescind or no rescission, then you would have a consider this resolution before you, denominated instead as a supplemental resolution, so that the supplemental resolution would include the additional language here to show that the board is making a record of its offering the public additional time to make comments, and that you did receive some and you considered those comments.
Right. So I think that's clear. Thank you, Don Capolino. And so in order to clarify, do we first need to annul this decision that we've just made in order to restate it, or?
Yeah, I think it would, just for the record, to make it clear, why don't someone make a motion to rescind what you just approved, so that you can start it all over again.
Okay. And I think perhaps then I just wanted to, before we go and do that, open up the discussion to the rest of the board, because Tim Dean has just joined us, and I don't know whether you would like to take over at this point again. Tim, good morning. And whether there's any other comment from the board, Don Sagliano, if you're where you stand on the process right now.
Tim's mute.
Tim, you're on mute, Tim. Tim Dean, you're on mute. There you go.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to suggest, Mark, that you continue on leading the meeting since I arrived late due to some technical difficulties here. I'm still having trouble hearing the sound. So I think since you started it, I'm going to ask you to continue.
Okay. Sorry, we've already wound ourselves up, but we'll try to unwind and get restarted. Don Sagliano, where do you stand on rescinding the motion that we just made, or not?
You can reconsider.
To reconsider.
Okay, Don Sagliano, I make a motion to reconsider the previous resolution and motion that was just made 10 minutes ago. Is that the correct wording, Council Capolino?
Yes, it is.
Did I hear, sorry, you're a bit faint, Council. You said yes?
Yes, I did.
Great. And a second.
Stacy Langenthal, second.
Thank you. And all in favor? Would you take a roll call, please? Jasmine, are you able to take a roll call?
Yes, I will. Tim Dean,
I'm going to
Doyle?
abstain because I did not participate in the discussion.
Fine. Mark Doyle, approve?
Kathy Bauer,
Approve.
Stacy Lagenthal,
Approve.
Jamie Picone,
Approve.
Don Sagliano,
Don Sagliano, approved.
Al Torjani.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Council,
Okay.
now we need to make a motion to, correct?
Right. Yeah, I think right now, it appears that there's no one who wants to make a motion to rescind the May 13th resolution. Is that correct? Leave May 13th resolution stay in place and instead consider this proposed resolution as a supplemental resolution to the May 13th resolution.
If I may just add to that, what you'd said previously is, since there is no new or any body of information that would make us, that would completely change the facts regarding that resolution, we can regard the one in front of us as supplemental to the decision we made last week.
Correct.
Good. So, do we have a motion to add a supplemental, to make a supplemental motion to the May 13th decision?
Al Torrigiani, I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
This is
I'll second that motion.
That's Jamie Picone second the motion.
All right. And for discussion purposes, you're saying that the proposed resolution before you will be denominated as a supplemental final authorizing resolution on this project.
Al Torrigiani, that is correct.
That sounds exactly right. Good. And so, Don, can you just state that language once again, Don Capolino, for the record?
Right.
As close as you can to how it's going to read.
Yeah, the proposed resolution before you would be denominated as a supplemental final authorizing resolution on the 23-28 Creek Drive project, and as presented.
Very good. All right. So we have the motion, have the discussion, and hopefully we're ready to vote, and ask you to take the roll call, Jasmine.
Yes, Tim Dean,
Muted.
It's gonna,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
hello?
I'm going to abstain because I didn't participate in the discussion.
Okay. Mark Doyle,
yes, approved.
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Stacy Legenthal,
Approved.
Jamie Picone,
Approve.
Don Sagliano,
Don Sagliano approved.
Al Torrigiani.
Approved.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Motion passes, thank you. So do we have any other business?
We have no business to no other business to consider this morning.
All right. Tim, do you want to, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Again, I apologize for technical difficulties here. I'm having a very difficult time understanding the conversation, so I don't have anything to add at this time. I'm just glad that we had a quorum without me.
Well, all fine. Computers come and go. So if there is nothing else to do this morning, I'm sure we'd be glad to get on with our regular day. Do you want us to call for a vote to close the meeting, Sarah?
I think you can adjourn, but if you'd like to take a roll call to adjourn, that's up to you.
I don't need to take a roll call, but I'd like to adjourn the meeting at this point. Thank you very much for everybody's time this morning.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.